Welcome back to Sikkim 365 Radio. This is Paul Catalina's Top 5 at 5:55, presented by Champion Salon and Barber. To book your appointment, go to championsalonandbarber.com.
Went there today.
You know, I wondered about that because I
was getting scraggly. It was my fault.
It's got that Dairy Queen cone look to it at the front.
Sure, whatever.
Works. I wish I had. I don't have the ability to do that.
I don't get to pick really how I look anymore. Amanda tells me I look good or not. That's it.
Okay.
All
right.
I have very little. I'm like on the board of the Paul Catalina Corporation, but I don't have any votes.
Okay.
I get to go to the meeting.
All right.
Anyway, top 5 candidates for Notre Dame. Number 5, and this is just kind of out of left field, but it's a fit, and I don't think it's happened, but Matt RHULE would be a great fit at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think he would.
Excellent fit at Notre Dame.
I think he would. Yep.
He's not leaving the NFL. Yeah. I mean, Mike Tomlin said it a few weeks ago when asked about what job was that?
USC.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many now that he shot it down. I would expect RHULE would do something very similar. Now, do I think Matt RHULE's done coaching college football? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many NFL head coaching opportunities he'll get past this point. Mm-hmm. He's got some work to do in Carolina right now for sure, and I don't think he's probably as on the hot seat as the fans would seem to like based on what I've read, but I could see him returning to college, and if he got a wild hair and the money situation worked out, okay, I could see him as a fit at Notre Dame.
Yeah, the one job that I could see him, risking it all for would be Penn State.
Yeah.
So that's his alma mater, but even then I think he'd be measured with that. Number 4, Jeff BROHM, doing a good job at Purdue, and maybe, he's in that area, can recruit that area and produce a good academic school. Why not move over to a place that's a little bit more dedicated to their football program?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be more to it than just location, though. So, I mean, Jeff Brom's a guy who's been mentioned quite a bit. I don't know if the Purdue head coach, even though they're having a good year, I don't know if that really splashes the way that to me, I know the Notre Dame administration is not going to make a decision based off the fans and whatnot. And I don't think for one second that every fan is of the belief that Marcus Freeman needs to be the next head coach when they have anybody that they can basically choose from right now. But, I think you'd really have to sell some people on why BROHM versus why not a guy like Freeman. And maybe it's, the experience and, location, knows the area and all that. Okay.
Yeah. Number 3, Matt Campbell, a Midwesterner through and through. And if there's a school that he can go and say, I'm not setting out to win a conference championship. Well, it's this one because they're not in a conference. 2, also all the stuff he said in that, the thing that Craig keeps bringing up, that's Notre Dame's kind of mission statement. He fits Notre Dame very, very, very well. And if there's a job that he's going to jump to that I don't have to make a huge, LSU did not fit him for me. USC did not fit him for me.
Fit LSU for me.
Yeah, exactly. But Notre Dame and Matt Campbell fit so well.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a job that he wants outside of Ames. I mean, I don't believe for one second that not having grown up there or having gone to Iowa State that he just is like, Iowa State's my dream job and I'm never leaving. I mean, no disrespect, but look, I've been around college football long enough to be realistic about things. And so could I see Matt Campbell sticking around in Ames? Sure. But are there certain jobs that I just cannot see him passing up or jobs that I believe that he would just have to have interest in? Yeah, this is definitely one of those. Absolutely.
Yeah. Number 2, Marcus Freeman, the defensive coordinator on the staff right now. I'm of the opinion that Marcus Freeman is the next Lincoln Riley, a young guy who's ready before most other people are. I think he's got that energy. I think he's got that pedigree. I think he's going to be an excellent head coach. And I think you might as well, like Oklahoma did a couple years ago, just make it happen. I mean, just do it. Damn the torpedoes and go. If he's going to be a great head coach, he's going to be a great head coach. Let Marcus Freeman do it.
I remember watching one of their earlier games, and I think it was a win because they've got a bunch of them. But I remember that he takes some big time risk on defense. He attacks you. I love that. And maybe that's the way he'll be as a defense if he is a head coach as well. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where he does eventually start his head coaching career because it's going to be sooner rather than later. And I wonder if they don't choose him, what that means. Does he go to LSU and join Kelly there? And we know that LSU was interested in him previously, or Does something else open up? Does he stick around South Bend? I don't know. But at some point, somebody's giving him an opportunity. Notre Dame, it seems like a ripe chance to do so. But I can also understand maybe being a little bit hesitant just because you are Notre Dame. And, you kind of want to see what's out there before you just plunge right into it. But he should definitely be at the top of the list.
And number 1, Luke Fickell, who's even said that this would be a hard job to turn down. He and his wife are devout Catholics. They are also devout Midwesterners. And this is someone who would really fit the Notre Dame profile well and would not be burdened by any kind of restrictions on eligibility. I think that maybe Brian Kelly was and had I think Luke Fickell could do that. He's got a David Shaw vibe to me, and I think that he could very much handle that.
Well, there was a chat about this is coming at the worst time because they felt like they'd gotten through all that. It was a great start to the year because of the Big 12 news, and then they've had a great run, the win against Notre Dame, and then all of a sudden this one feels a little bit different, I think, around Cincinnati.
Yeah. You look, Cincy fans, as folks who have covered Baylor, we're, on the third head coach in the last 5-6 years. So it's a part of the deal. It's not fun, especially when you think that you've got the guy that's going to be the guy and be that guy for you and be there for the long haul and all of that. I mean, I sure hope because we've developed a love for Cincinnati, obviously, over the last few months that he sticks around. But being realistic, I mean, there's a good chance that he could jump at the Notre Dame job. I know he was asked about it today and basically is like, well, what is there to talk about? The only reason I know why it's open is because y'all told me it's open. And what is there to say? Do they not have, and he's kind of playing around. But, I'm sure he is going to get a long look. And whether that look is the look that brings him to South Bend or keeps him in Cincinnati will remain to be seen. But good luck, Bearcats fans.
All right, we'll see what the college football standings are